What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another Bountiful Blessings Urban Homestead video. In this one, we're going to show you the compost pile and some of the benefits of keeping a compost pile. So, here's our compost pile. This consists of chicken poop, rabbit poop, and a lot of the broken down material from last year's garden. As you can see, I've been kind of digging right here, and the reason I've been digging is because I have been finding tomato plants popping up in my compost pile from me throwing tomatoes in here last year. We've already transplanted a few of them, but we're going to show you how we take our tomato plants from our compost pile that we got for free and put them in the garden. So for starters, we're going to take a little walk over here to our garden, and we're going to pre-dig ourselves a little hole because we don't want to bring a plant over here with very fragile roots that wasn't in a pot that we just dug up out of the ground and throw it anywhere. So perfect spot in our row of tomatoes. And this is one of the ones we just transplanted. And the other one that we just transplanted is here. So this one and this one. Now we're going to probably transplant one here. So we're going to pre-dig ourselves a little hole. So in my garden, I have a layer of wood chips that is about 6 to 10 inches deep on top of my lawn, and then I went ahead and I put compost beds in on top of that. And you see all these little white hairs? These are roots, and these are from the surrounding plants. So they could be from these tomato plants, anything trying to grow up through the wood chips as well. And those roots there are performing relationships with fungus. So you see these little white specks here? Those are fungal spores. So you can tell that the mycorrhizal relationship between the roots and the fungus is very strong in my garden beds. I also have different types of fungus popping up all over throughout the yard. So now that we have ourselves a pre-dug hole, we're going to go over here back to the compost pile, walk past the raspberry bush and the blueberry bushes to the compost pile, and we're going to grab our shovel, and we're just going to stay about a foot away and drive her as deep as we can. Just pop the soil loose. And you'll see she'll expose her root ball to you and let you pick her up. And you can get a worm with it. That's okay. That's good for your garden. And this compost here that we're planting between each one of our plants is actually going to dual and feed as a sort of top dressing for all of the plants in the surrounding area. So we're just going to go ahead and put our soil that we dug up back onto the surrounding area and pack it down just a little bit, not too hard. Don't be gentle either. It's nature. We walk next to plants all the time, don't we? They continue to thrive and grow. Make sure that she's standing upright. And water it in after we're all finished. We have 2 more, so we need to dig up 2 more spots. we have a tomato plant here, and then we switch over to corn, cucumber. Cucumber plants don't seem to look like they're doing too good. They are in flower as well. We're gonna go ahead and leave them. We do have a little bit of spacing over here. This plant seems to be tampering off, so we'll just go ahead and plant next to this one. But this row is our cherry tomato and grape tomato row, so we may get some slicer tomatoes in this row, but that's fine because they're very easily identifiable. So we're gonna try to dig down into our wood chips there just a little bit. Go ahead and get our plant. This one is the biggest one of them yet, and it's actually starting to produce some flowers right there. They all seem to be indeterminate, determinate, which means they're probably a big slicer tomato from the structure of which they're growing. Go ahead and get it nice and deep. Look at that. More worms. Oh man, we don't need that much of this compost to come with us. But we'll take all of this for sure. Wow. Good compost worm stuff happening in our pile there. And we're just gonna go ahead, break off this little chunk over here. We'll use that to top dress some stuff. Oh. This one. Could have dug my hole a little bit bigger on that one, but it's alright, guys. We made it work. Hopefully the roots run deep. Got one more. We did forget to dig our hole, and we'll show you guys what happens when you forget to dig your hole for the sake of the video. So I noticed I already broke this one's root clod up. Not good enough. We're gonna go ahead and get our shovel. Put it about a foot away. Drive deep. You see how far your roots run? That's a good 8 inches down. See all of these worms in my soil here. Beautiful worms breaking down my compost. Wood lice, other things. Put that worm right into that hole there. He thinks he's going into a safe place, which he is. That safe place is going to be right over here into my garden. He's just chilling. Come over here. 3 rows, tomatoes, other rows. I like this spot right here for it. Just gonna set that down. Alright guys, so I got right here a little spot. I'm gonna go ahead and set the phone down over here so you can check it out. Alright guys, we're going to be digging our hole right here. So what we do, we just set our plant down, dig our hole, grab our tomato plant that we found in the compost pile, throw it into the hole, press it down, cover it with some of the dirt we dug out, give her another press down, wipe your hands, call her a day. That there is going to produce free food for you and your family. Thank you guys for watching Bountiful Blessings Urban Homestead. Stay tuned and I'll catch you in the next one. Out!